Welcome to Reviews That Scare with Jess and Blair. I'm Jess.
I'm Blair.
Blair, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I am doing very, very well. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for a very special bonus episode where we chat about the Calgary Horror Con.
Yeah.
We just got back yesterday,
Yeah, we did.
and it was brilliant. It was
It was so
brilliant.
fun, man. It was so fun.
It was our third straight year in attendance, and it just keeps getting better and better.
It's crazy the amount of people that were there this year. I feel like the audience that shows up to this con every year keeps getting bigger and bigger as well.
Yeah, agreed. I felt like this year, and we had mentioned it briefly, but it's like, it's almost they almost have to move to a bigger venue.
You'd think so, right? Like it
Yeah.
was pretty packed, especially Saturday, midday Saturday. It was packed in there.
It was wild. Yeah, Sunday wasn't as bad, or at least Sunday morning. But yeah, that first Saturday, it was wild. It was wild. Yeah. So we both got there. It ran Saturday, Sunday with a special VIP party the Friday of.
Yeah, Friday night.
And this is, we've gotten the VIP pass each and every time we've gone.
Yeah.
And it was fun. So I showed up a little bit late, so I only caught the tail end of the VIP party. So Blair's, did you want to chat about that one a little bit?
Well, first off, it was a better setup than last year. It was in a different room. And it was a lot cooler. It wasn't as hot. There wasn't a bunch of big pillars in the way of your view. So the setup for the VIP party was way better than last year. The acts were absolutely fantastic. Jesse, you missed most of them, unfortunately.
I know.
We had great acts from Vishaloo, Persephone Bleeds, Betty Kruger, Bella Gold, and you did make it, I think, for 5 Cent Freak Show.
Yeah, and I missed the performers last year as well, but I did catch the band.
Yeah.
And they were fantastic. They're just like a good, tight punk band.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of fun. All the acts this year were fantastic, man. It was really good.
You were saying a lot of the acts had a burlesque vibe to it, yeah?
Yeah, very, very much burlesque vibe, which I absolutely loved. Obviously, besides its 5 Cent Freak Show, but yeah, all the acts prior were very burlesque. There was hula hooping and eating of hearts.
Cool.
It was pretty cool. All scandalous clothing, or if any,
sure.
But it was great. It was great.
And a lot of these performers are returning performers, and I mean, if nothing else, Calgary Horror Con knows how to do a VIP party. It's always a ton of fun.
Yeah.
It's always packed, and everyone always seems to be having a great time. What I really liked about this year was it's kind of like communal tables, where they're round tables and you just kind of find a seat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the perfect time to meet people from all over, which is great.
And we did. We met a couple actually from your neck of the woods. And, kind of ran into them throughout the rest of the weekend, and it was pretty cool. Just even meeting them at the VIP party. Just obviously, we probably wouldn't have even met them if we weren't sat just at that exact table. So it was a pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly, it was the perfect way to start off the con. Was that VIP party? If it's the first time you're going to the con, or if you've never done the VIP party and are thinking about, is it worth it? Is it worth it? I would say it's worth it.
Definitely, if you're traveling into Calgary from elsewhere, you probably will want to get there the day before Saturday.
Yeah.
Just to kind of, get your foot in the door, and if you can, stay at that same hotel. It's so convenient having your own room in the same place the convention is taking place. But yeah, if either way, you should definitely check out that VIP party.
Not only that, it's the perfect time to get in and get your tickets, get your passes for the weekend before everybody else shows up.
Yeah,
which I think
the fan on Saturday. Yeah.
I think it's a good segue for Saturday. So you had already gotten your passes Friday night.
Yeah, I did.
By the time I showed up Friday night, the passes were put away. But I got up first thing Saturday morning and stood in line to get my tickets. It took 10 minutes. and I finally got my lanyard.
3 years later, you got your lanyard.
3 years later, I finally got my lanyard, and I was over the moon.
We
Yeah,
both
I will frame it, and it will be passed down as a family heirloom from this day forward.
we've both purchased VIP tickets all 3 years we've gone. The first year, me and you, neither of us got proper passes or lanyards.
Yeah.
Last year I did. I got lanyard and a pass, but you only got the pass without the lanyard. So
Yeah.
I'm very happy that we both came home with lanyards and passes this year.
We did it. We were true VIPs. Oh goodness. So yeah, I mean, we started off before we did anything. I mean, obviously I got my pass, but then we went quickly to get a bite to eat. Kind of the one downside about this location is it's kind of off the beaten trail. There's not a whole lot as far as restaurants within walking distance.
Yeah.
But there is a Denny's.
There's a Denny's.
And we went, grabbed a great breakfast. And by the time we got back, they were wrapped around the corner, waiting outside
Out the door
to get their tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God we had already waited in line because it was wild.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever seen the line that big. Maybe the Sunday of last year.
Yeah, and it was brief though. It was
crazy.
brief. Where
Yeah.
this year it seemed like that lineup outside was like that for quite some time.
Yeah, it was crazy this year. But I'm happy that it was crazy. You know, I like seeing it this busy.
Oh, me too, man. It's a good feeling, and you feel good for the con, right? Like,
Yeah.
they put
100%.
a lot of work into this, so it is awesome to see people showing up.
Yeah, 100%. I think this is why, like you had mentioned, I mean, if you're going, stay at that hotel. It's just so convenient, but also, I mean, if crowds burn you out, or if you're just, you know, if you get tired standing on your feet, it's so nice to just say, you know what, I'm going to go upstairs for an hour or two and just relax.
Yeah.
It's so, I'm just so happy we did that instead of, okay, let's get in the car, let's leave for a while, we'll come back. It's just so nice to be able to just go upstairs.
Oh, big time, man. I wouldn't have it any other way. I would really hate to kind of stay off location for the con.
Yeah, 100%. I was pretty worn down that Saturday. I mean, we started the day off, Blair, you and I, we obviously did our round. We did a quick loop just to check out the vendors, a lot of the same vendors, which is great. They have a lot of great stuff. And then we immediately went into, I guess, the movie theater.
We did go into like the theater room, and me and you, we watched about 3 minutes of a feature film that they were playing. Now, the first 3 minutes wasn't really vibing with us, so we left. But that was it. We didn't step foot back into that theater room this year, Jesse.
It is my one regret of the con is not spending enough time in the theater room. It felt like I was maybe a little bit intimidated by the screening schedule. It felt like there was a lot of features playing this year.
Yeah, it did.
In previous years, it felt like there was a lot of shorts, which are always fun because you can kind of step in. And even if you're watching something halfway through, you know that in 3 minutes time, there's going to be another 8-minute feature, 10-minute feature, or 8-minute short, 10-minute short.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I prefer, especially in that context where it's just like, well, I don't really want to, you know, sit around for 2 hours during con to watch, you know, something in here. But that being said, we did spend an hour and 22 minutes watching Rubber.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah. My one gripe with the setup is I find that, and maybe it's just my hearing, maybe I spent too much time standing right next to speakers, but I can't hear anything. I find that the sound system is, and it's all portable, you know, it's the portable screen. And I feel like between the fan of the screen, the inflatable screen,
and the projector
the projector, I can't hear over the two speakers that they have.
Fair enough.
Which is a little bit of a bummer because, But then again, we were looking at the schedule and nothing really jumped out at us as something that was like a must see.
Yeah.
Which we've definitely had in years previous. But I also felt like maybe the schedule came out a little bit later than usual.
It did. And also there's way too much other things going on at the
Yeah,
Horror Con than to sit through like a 2 hour feature in the theater room. For me
exactly.
anyway, for me.
No, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. And not only that, so the first movie started at, I think it was 12:15,
Yeah.
and the first panel we wanted to see was at 12:30.
Yeah.
So we
Thanksgiving.
sat through the first 3 minutes, and then we went upstairs to the panel, which was, I believe, the second panel of the con. And it was great. Yeah, it was
It was
Thanksgiving.
fantastic. So it was Karen, I think it's Cliche or Clish. I know she's French Canadian, so I'm not sure the accent with her name, and Alex Armbruster, both from Thanksgiving. Alex
Yeah,
Armbruster is the killer. He plays
John Carver.
John Carver.
Yeah,
Karen is notoriously killed in an oven and then served for dinner, Thanksgiving dinner at John Carver's table.
yeah,
Their panel was fantastic.
yeah. Both
Uh,
just like super, just like from honestly, we only were there for an hour, and you obviously had a little bit more time with them.
yeah,
But even within that hour of just listening to them talk, just such personable people
very nice
who like
people.
enjoy what they're doing, you know?
Yeah, very nice people. It was a very, very awesome panel to be at. And then yeah, I stopped by their booths and just chatted with both of them for a little bit. Just generally very nice people. They were interested in what I had to say. They didn't, seem to want me to shoo away or anything like that. They're
Yeah.
very personable and awesome people. So it is really really cool when you have celebrity guests like that at a horror con who are
Yeah.
there who are seemingly there for the fans.
100%. And I think that's kind of the I think HorrorCon does a really good job with picking their guests.
Yeah.
I mean, all of the guests that do come seem to really enjoy not only being there, but enjoy interacting with the fans
Yeah.
who are there to see them, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's a good segue into like shout out to all the people who ask questions during the panels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what the panels are about. They're about asking these questions. And there was definitely less than a handful of people who were asking questions, but they were always good questions.
It's like 3 or
And
4 for the Thanksgiving panel, but they were great
yeah,
questions.
yeah, props to those people because I'm not the kind of person. I'm one of those people. It's just like, oh, somebody ask a question, please. And
Yeah.
all of the questions that were asked were great questions.
Yeah. Yeah, we
And
definitely we definitely don't do interviews on this podcast.
Yeah. But also it's like the guests were more than happy to answer the questions and seemed really excited to answer the questions.
Yeah.
I also thought it was really interesting that the panels that we went to, all of the people said that they weren't necessarily huge fans of the genre.
Yeah, like the actors themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. They weren't huge fans of the horror genre.
Yeah,
They can respect it, but from afar.
Neither of the Thanksgiving actors were. And we also went to, I guess, the first half of Alyssa Sutherland from Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah.
We went to the first half of her panel, and she said the same thing.
Yeah.
More just kind of chicken shit to watch them. Her panel was also excellent. We unfortunately had to leave early as we went and got some tattoos, and our appointment was up, but Alyssa Sutherland was there. I got her autograph.
Nice. Oh, and it is a great autograph.
Talked to her for a little bit. I do have their autograph here. I've got my Necronomicon book.
Chat about read what she wrote because it's personalized and it's brilliant.
It's a great autograph. It's simple and sweet. It's I'll swallow your soul, Blair. Best wishes from your favorite maggot mummy, Alyssa Sutherland, Ellie.
Of course.
Loved it.
Played Ellie in Evil Dead Rise, which, I mean, that was, first of all, like the VIP party, I think it was awesome that they had the panels upstairs.
Yes.
It's a much more breathable room.
Yeah.
They used to have it downstairs in the hotel, and it just got really, really hot.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
Usually basements are cooler.
Yeah.
But in that hotel, the basement is definitely the hot spot.
It's a little warm. But honestly, the Alyssa Sutherland panel was jam packed.
Yeah,
we were standing. We were standing
against the wall. Yeah.
Yeah. Really cool one and kind of interesting. I think she had commented that she hadn't seen the Evil Dead movies until she was anticipating auditioning for the role.
Yeah, that was the first time she had watched them all, and she literally said that she had just been too scared to watch them before.
Yeah. But again, cool, really cool scene and a really cool guest from a movie that people were floored by.
It was
I
one
don't
of the
think,
biggest movies last year, man.
yeah, and rightfully so. I think people were excited for that movie, and they were excited for a new Evil Dead movie. It had been a while since the remake had come out, and then people were pleasantly surprised with how good of a movie it was.
Yeah, it was really good. I kind of want to rewatch it for like the fourth time
I know.
already.
It's the last movie that I had seen in theaters more than once. I rarely see movies in theaters more than once.
Yeah, you saw it twice in theaters, right?
Twice in theaters. Yeah, it was
right
great.
on,
And it
man.
was even just as good the second time around.
I only saw it the once, but I bought it on Blu-ray. I own it. I've watched it a few times at home already. So
Yeah. After that first panel, the Thanksgiving panel, we did a little bit of walking around. Blairski, did you buy anything the first day from the vendors?
yeah, so the only thing I bought other than paying for my autograph from Melissa Sutherland was a tattoo, which we'll talk about in a
Yeah.
bit here.
We'll
talk about that in a bit here. But the only actually thing I bought from a vendor was a $3 Goosebumps book to add to the collection I don't have. Shocker on Shock Street, probably one of my favorite books growing up in the Goosebumps series. So I'm pretty stoked about that myself.
Yeah, Blairski, you're on your own personal quest, your own bucket list of collecting all of the original Goosebump books.
Hell yeah, just the original ones. But yes, I want to collect all of them.
If anyone out there would like to donate to the cause,
yeah, please do.
You can reach us at blairsearchesforgoosebumps.org.
Or just reviews that scare at gmail.com.
Or just, reviews that scare. That works too. Maybe not the first one. Oh, goodness. I'm trying to think first day. And this is something that I really wanted to buy last year, but I wanted to buy a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't find the right one. But this year, I think I found them.
You got two of them.
That first day, I bought a Halloween The Night He Came Home shirt, which
awesome shirt.
Love. It's great. And then I also bought Return of the Living Dead shirt, which
such a cool shirt.
It's so excellent. And it's maybe 2 sizes too big, but I'll figure it out.
Whatever. It will shrink in the dryer.
It'll either shrink or it'll grow, and it'll all work out in the end.
Yeah, it'll grow.
Yeah. No, but I'm really, really happy with the shirt. It was just too cool not to get it. I loved it. And then, of course, do we want to jump right into the tattoo portion right now?
Well, yeah, because that was day one. It was near the end of the day, so we had gone to the booth first thing in the morning, and they were already booked up.
And this is so just to preface this with, this was like the thing that you and I have been talking about doing since last con. We're getting a tattoo at this con.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It was our must. We must do this. So we went first thing, and they were already booked up. We went to Bleeding Rose Tattoos. I think there's another name below it, Tattoos by Francis. Mm-hmm. Francis is the gentleman's name who ended up doing our tattoos. And I think he's also the owner of Bleeding Rose.
Okay.
Both located in Calgary, or all located in Calgary. So if you're in the area, definitely check it out. They were awesome people.
Yeah.
They did awesome work. But yeah, we went in the morning. They were already booked up. They took my name and phone number down and said they would text us maybe near the end of the day if they had room.
Yeah.
And at that point, we were at Alyssa Sutherland's panel. I got the text saying, hey, if you come down to the booth now, we might be able to do 1 or 2 of you. As originally, there's going to be 4 of us all getting tattoos. So me and Jesse rushed down there. I kind of got the initial idea that they were only going to be able to do 1 of us.
Yeah.
Which I told you could do it. But
honestly, the gentleman move of the con was Blair saying, you go.
Jesse could go. Yeah.
What a gentleman. So
he's filling out the paperwork, and then all of a sudden I get word from Francis. He's like, which tattoo are you wanting, and where do you want it? I was like, I want that Evil Dead Cellar Deadite on my left arm.
It's a great tattoo, great flash tattoo.
He kind of thought for a second, Evil Dead left arm. Yeah, I'll do you. Oh, you do, you too. So we both got in the last clients of the day, and I couldn't be happier.
Super convenient. They were super great. I mean, they
Yeah.
fit us in. They really didn't even think about it too much. They were,
No, no.
it was all about pleasing us. And yeah, it was 15 minutes of pain, and we did it.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, mine was a little longer than yours, I think. I had a little more color in mine than yours,
Yeah,
but
I got a nice little UFO tattoo,
yeah, an
and I
abduction.
guess an alien abduction tattoo, and I absolutely love it.
It's great. It's abducting
And,
a stick figure.
I kind of forgot it. I mean, it's been a while since I've had a professional tattoo done. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
been probably 7, 8 years since I've had a professional tattoo done. So I was a
A
little
little
bit
nervous.
nervous,
A little
a little
nervous.
bit nervous, but it was great. It was honestly, Francis was great, steady hand. It was obviously a tattoo, so it was somewhat painful, but
Yeah, they don't feel good.
it was probably, I don't even know, 12 tattoos, and it was, I think, the least painful tattoo I've ever had.
Right on. Yeah.
So
Yeah, you
shout
did a
out
good
to
job.
Francis for making that a great
Yeah,
experience.
right.
100%. Yeah.
We were talking, we're probably going to make this a yearly thing where
Yeah.
we get a flash tattoo at the con. So Francis, we're hoping you're back next year, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll try and be first in line. We'll try and sign up that Friday night and be first
Yeah,
in line so we don't have to, make you stay late or
yeah.
anything, just so you can still enjoy the con.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So good. And that was pretty much a wrap for the Saturday. We, of course, we watched the end of the hockey game,
Yeah, yeah, we
which
did.
I don't want to, dive too much into that incredible 8-1 victory for the boys in blue, but they did it. Eight to
They did
one.
it.
We're
They at
right
least
back into it.
they're at least not getting swept.
We're right back into it, baby. There's no way we were losing two at home. But I'm a superstitious person. Well, I'm not superstitious.
A little bit when it comes to hockey.
I'm a little stitious. I'm a little stitious. But we were sitting in the lobby right next to the sports bar, and they just kept scoring, and I just could not watch it. I said, well, they're scoring. If I'm not watching, I can't do that. And then it was the third period, and it was 6-1. And Blair said, I think you could probably watch the third period.
Yeah, I
and
almost
said,
forced
okay.
you to put it on. We were up in your room eating Chinese food. I was like,
Yeah.
just put the fucking game on, Jesse.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, but if they start getting scored on, then we're turning it on.
Yeah, they did. They scored two more themselves, so we are good.
They won. Yeah, they won with the help from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not watching the first and second period. I'll be accepting my Stanley Cup ring momentarily. Yeah, Saturday was great. It was a little bit crazy. During the day, right into the thick of it, it was a little bit wild.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a ton of vendors, which is great. They have them fairly spread out.
There's 3 rooms plus like a couple hallways.
Yeah. But I just feel like there's not a whole lot of space to really take your time and look around. So if I had any kind of advice for people who are struggling with that, or people who are going for the first time, it's go first thing in the morning.
Or late in the evening, like just before it's shutting down.
Or late in the evening. Do not go at lunchtime. Do not go in the middle of the day.
It is packed at that point.
That would have been a great time to go and check out some of the movies.
Yeah, it would have been.
Some of the movies playing.
Well, instead, me and you had another episode to do on 2010's Rubber. So we watched that and wasted an hour and 25 minutes of our lives.
That's our own fault.
Yeah.
That's our own fault. So that was Saturday. Saturday was great. In a nutshell, Saturday was great.
Yep.
And then Sunday. And just like that, the weekend was over.
And here's the thing. We leave on Sunday. This year and the last 2, we've always left on Sunday. We live up in Edmonton, so we got to drive back. We usually leave early Sunday afternoon. Next year, Jesse, I want to stay all of Sunday, go home Monday.
Yeah, already, I think it's already confirmed that we'll be there all weekend next year.
Yeah.
Like you said, including that Sunday. I know that Sunday they always do like the costume parade. They always do.
We miss it all the time too.
And that's something that I want to do. I want to, do up a cosplay or two.
Yeah.
So next year, that's the goal for next year. is to get a costume, stay for the whole costume parade. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
I'd love to do
experienced
that,
the
man.
first, the whole weekend proper,
Yeah.
for the fourth year in a row that we're
Yeah.
going to do it.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm totally with you on that, man. We always do the VIP party. We do Saturday and have a blast. But then come Sunday, we do a couple things in the morning and then we're usually out of there. And it's just all happens way too quick.
Yeah, agreed. Sunday was really great. And it was, myself and my wife, we hit the ground running. We hit up the vendors right away. And you know what? I think we went in a little bit early. There was a lot of vendors that weren't open. There was a lot of
Mhm.
vendors that were still setting up, but every single one of the vendors was beyond grateful and super excited to see people looking at their wares. And we're just happy to be there.
Yeah.
And it was so awesome because I don't think they were technically open, but they were more than happy to take my money.
Yeah.
And I was
100%. Why
more than
not,
happy
right?
to give it to them. It was just great. It was obviously they're there for a reason. And I don't necessarily think it's there to make money. I think that's part of it. But I think they also just enjoy being at HorrorCon.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both, I think, for sure.
Yeah. Day two, what did I buy? I bought a couple pillowcase
You bought some
covers.
pillowcase covers. You did. Yes, you did.
I bought an Exorcist pillowcase. I bought an Alien pillowcase, and I bought a Jaws pillowcase, and they're all pretty excellent.
Yeah, they are. I love the Jaws one.
Yeah, and then I bought an excellent House of a Thousand Corpses T-shirt for a friend of mine. Now I'm thinking I should have kept it. It is so excellent.
Did you already give it to him?
I did. It's
Shit.
such an excellent shirt. I loved it.
Yeah, it's a great shirt.
Oh well, what are you gonna do?
I didn't buy anything day two. It was just kind of looking around for a bit, and then we had brunch again at Denny's, and then we were hitting the road. So
Yeah, it was a great brunch. It was a little bit wild. It was Father's Day.
yes, it was.
But shout out to the folks at Denny's who got us seated right away.
It was pretty
They
quick.
were constantly trying to get us drunk
Yeah,
by
they were.
putting Baileys in our coffee. They were great. They were wonderful people. Keep it up, the
Yeah,
fine folks at Denny's.
yeah. It's actually a really good experience at that Denny's. All the waiters, waitresses that we've had over the years have all been fantastic there.
Yeah. I would say out of all of the 3 horror cons that we've been to, this has been the most chilled we've been the whole weekend. We
Yeah.
didn't get up to a whole lot of anything.
No, we didn't. We're kind of getting more into a routine
Yeah.
of kind of like what we want to do. The only thing I regret, I wish I got a few more autographs, but fuck, man, they're
Yeah.
expensive. They are expensive.
Expensive.
I also wish we checked out some more movies, and I also wish we
Agreed.
stayed Sunday. But other than that, blast, absolute blast.
I think now with the plan on going all the way and coming back on Monday, we'll just be able to pace ourselves better. We'll be able
Yeah.
to check out more movies and see more panels and, photo ops or whatever, and not feel rushed, not
Yeah.
feel like, well, we got to be out of here by 11 kind of thing. We can really slow it down and really enjoy it because there's a lot to do, a lot to
There's a
see. There's
lot
something
to do.
going on the whole time. So whether it be photo ops or autograph sessions or panels or films or vendors or tattoos, there's something going on nonstop. There's a pool at
There
the
is a
hotel.
pool. I've never even been to it.
Me neither. Never even seen it, but there's a
Nope.
pool there.
Yeah, there is.
Oh goodness. Yeah, I had, as per usual, I had a blast. And I already cannot wait till next year.
I know, man. Already counting it down. Again, great job to Dan and his entire crew for putting together an amazing event. Once
Hell
again,
yeah.
it was a lot of fun. It was a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. Highlight of the con for you.
Highlight of the con would probably be, I don't have a specific one. My whole experience with the actors from Thanksgiving, including the panel and my chats with them at their booth, was fantastic. Meeting Alyssa Sutherland and getting her autograph was fantastic. Hanging out with Francis and getting inked up was fantastic as well. I just
Agreed.
had a lot of good time. The VIP party was a lot of fun.
Yeah, agreed.
It was a lot of fun.
I thought that this was the best VIP party I think that they've thrown yet, and I only caught a portion of it. I had so much
I would
fun.
agree. Yeah.
I would say, yeah, I agree. I think hanging out with like-minded people who
Yeah.
enjoy the same things, a good
Yeah.
weekend away with friends, relaxing, enjoying everything horror. And yeah, I'm going to have to say, I mean, The Tattoo by Francis.
Yeah.
Highlight. I love it.
I love it too. We're
Yeah.
still covered up. We can't really show them off at the moment, but
We'll reveal in a few days' time.
they're looking pretty sweet. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything more to say.
No, I think we've covered it. We've had a good
HorrorCon.
recap, I think.
A good recap. We loved it. We loved it so much. And yeah, can't wait for next year.
Cannot wait for next year. Hopefully we run into some of our listeners there. If you're in the Calgary or even Alberta area or anywhere in Canada, anywhere actually, make the trip. It's well worth it. It's the only horror themed convention in Canada, so definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, if you're thinking about going, do it.
Yeah, just go.
You will not regret it. Just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for Reviews That Scare with Jess and Blair, I'm Jess.
I'm Blair. Remember to stay scary
and eat every sandwich. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening to Reviews That Scare. Make sure you check out our Linktree at linktree/Reviews That Scare. That's linktr.ee/Reviews That Scare, which has links to our Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, Twitch, and many other things. If you'd like to email us, you can reach us at reviewsthatscare@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and remember to stay scary and eat every sandwich. A proud member of Pod Nation TV.